that kind of a teamwork, had that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room, because Chandler has got that covered.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Booker out there with Brandon Knight. And it's Chandler in at the 5 down low. Now here's Lopez. 23 points for him the last game against Detroit.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Knight kicks to Booker. The pass to Morris. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
Robinson's checked in for McCullough, and he sinks the second. For the Nets, and they're driving. They were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic, and that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact.
Just 5 to shoot. The shot by Ellington, no good. Suns trail by 8. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Morris. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Morris has got 8 points. Brooklyn with the ball. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Ellington from outside. Phoenix grabs the miss.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Now, here is Young, guarded by Tucker. Lopez, no luck. The Suns have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Morris passes to Tucker. Buries the long-range jumper. Tucker's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Just not happy with how his team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change things around.
And the Nets making a change here. Bargnani's checked in, and the Suns making a change here as well. John Lure, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Knight. Robinson dishes to Bargnani. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Bargnani's got 6.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Booker. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Shot clock at 6. Chandler a screen. Here's Knight. Can't get it to go. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Bargnani kicks to Sloan. Picked by Bargnani. In the corner, it's Ellington. Back to Bargnani. Fades back, and Chandler sends it back. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Knight. And now that we have a chance, let's show you the NBA's top thieves. This is the list of this month's steals leaders. Second, Brandon Knight.
Really been fantastic defensively this run for him. He's had more than his share of steals, and now he's looking to get more.
And the Nets making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And it's Lure with the rebound. Suns trail by 5. Here's Booker. Feeds to Knight. It's deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Ellington leading the charge. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now. First in rebounding. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. And they're ranked 3rd in second chance points. I mean, very few teams in the league have been better than them at crashing the offensive glass and getting putbacks for scores.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
Tremendous output from Johnson. 13 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
Tucker the pass to Knight. The feed to Booker. Here's Lure, defended by Bargnani. And Tucker kicks to Booker. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Tries to snap the cold streak. Rebounded by the Nets.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Sloan. He feeds it to Ellington. The dish to Bargnani. Now here's Knight. Passes it to Lure. Robinson with the block. Here's Sloan. Joe Johnson on the wing. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Sloan. He's guarded by Chandler. 3-pointer Ellington. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 6 rebounds in the game. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. For Phoenix, they have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. That free throw, no good. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Reedy's checked in for Robinson. Bogdanovich comes in for Johnson. Markel Brown, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Donald Sloan.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Sonny Weems checks in for Booker. Suns trail by 9. Price with the ball. There's the screen. And it's Goodwin in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With the floater. Rejected by Bargnani. They recover it. Weems' shot is good. Nets leading by 6. Here's Larkin. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. He dishes it to Bargnani. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And when you shake up a roster, as the Suns did last year, it's hard to keep pace. They ended 6 games back of that final playoff spot, but that all happened after they decided to shake things up. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And it's the Suns with the ball, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. To the middle to stop the run. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Price.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Read a screen. There's Brown with the three. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
Well, you said it. I mean, often it's the teams that are in the middle of the pack in their conference which more accurately show the conference's strength than a team at the top or the bottom. At least that's how I like to look at it.
Lopez, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Markieff Morris is checked in for the Suns. Nets leading by 8. 1:37 left to play in the first half. Lopez left side. Clock at 6. Dishes it to Larkin. Brown the pass to Reed. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. To take a look at the Warriors. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot. But it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Phoenix Suns. Quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
And I think for the Suns, this season has to really become a wake-up call for them moving forward. If they didn't recognize before this year that they didn't have the talent to compete in this league, they sure as heck better recognize it now.
Well, I would certainly hope so. I mean, it's been hard to watch this team struggle as much as they have throughout most of this season.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Here's Larkin. To the inside. And the dunk by Lopez.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Price dishes to Weems. He kicks it to Len. Pass to Goodwin. Inside. It's tipped. Here's Weems. No good. The Nets go the other way with it. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Brown outside. Another shot. A nice shot by Reed. And it's a 12-point Nets lead.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Goodwin. And that one's on target from the wing. Goodwin's got 9. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Nets lead by 10. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Joe, throughout the first half, you guys seem to have an enhanced intensity on offense as well as on defense. Which was the primary focus for you guys so far?
It's been a little bit of both, but we just got to communicate, talk defensively, get stops, and get out and run.
So much of defense about communication, Joe. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A fantastic first quarter from Joe Johnson. He had 13 points and 3 rebounds. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
I was unimpressed, Ernie. Very unimpressed with their offense. Guys seem to be going through the motions, not cutting, not hustling. They failed to get back into a great offensive rhythm. They'll need to step it up big in the second half to cut into this lead.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to